This is an extract from our AHK Hero Club. We have calls 3 times a week. Please like the video if you learned something. Now, again, this is not done, but I made some good progress of, it's still called, I named it to AMT macro instead of automate my task, but I'm going to launch it. And here I have a record button, and let me bring up Notepad, some text, edit, find. Let me make a note of this time here. And then I'll bring up the calculator. Between these two, and we'll do a different one. So I can hit record. I'm going to turn on the prepend. Here we go. Record. You know, if I'm here now, these, even though they look like Win32 controls, they're not. So I'm going to click 7, 8, 9 plus 100 equals, and I'll hit stop, and it's going to show me this is the code. Notice though, let me go to ASM. Apparently I need to update my version. By the way, sorry, before I change topics or before I finish up on that, the all the skill updating that I was mentioning I was doing was, even though I read this morning and I sent it to Irfan, I'm like, we got to try this, that you could run it headless and you can tell it it's okay to accept all these things, like, because every other second it was driving me nuts. It was coming up and saying, is this okay? Is this okay? Even though I had it full, like, do whatever you want, it kept popping up. So I wrote this with automate my task to watch for that button and just say yes. If there was a yes, damn it, like that would have been the button I was pressing. It was so annoying, Connie. Like it's
Yes.
crazy. I don't know how like any other developers are doing it, because it was just ludicrous how many times I had to accept it. Um, So I told it to just wait as long as it needs to, and I put it into a loop with a 500 half a second delay, right? So that's what that one was. But saved me, and I can get rid of the loop too. Hold on. Now here, um, notice there's no image, the binary image for automate my task. And notice also though, it's not Win32 controlled. This is UIA. So it detected that what I was clicking, actually, I don't think I even had to move that, but let me hit clear. Now, if I run this, so it just used UIA to automate these button clicks, and it gave me the code, right? Because these are not official Win32 controls. So it was smart enough to realize, what I was doing, but it wouldn't do it. But if I was in here and I hit record and I click this guy, this one, and then we'll stop. I should have turned off those includes, but that's all right. Notice here how simple, again, no images, but it's using the control clicks, right? Which this would even, I think, let me see if this will do it. I don't know if it'll do it. It should. Yeah, it's doing it behind, it doesn't have to be visible, right? Because they're controls. So it's doing that. But if I hit this, and let me hold on, I gotta think of, oh yeah. Um huh, what, I don't, I'm gonna escape here. So if I hit record here and I click here, and I'm just gonna hit stop because I don't know what else we're gonna do. But when I paste this back into here, oh, actually that's using UIA. I'm trying to think of what's not gonna be a good UIA. If it was so big, because I use location the size of what I'm clicking, and if it's not unique enough, then it detects that. Um, let me turn off these. So let me hit record here, and I'm gonna click here maybe. Let's see if that. Nope. I need something big and meaningless. Let's see if this one will. I'll click down here. This should be problematic. Oh, I didn't click. Oh, that's funny. There we go. So now that's it's a horrible image, right? I'm not even going to run it, but I hopefully you guys get the point. It's smart enough to look at what you're trying to click on and decide, hey, if it's Win32 controls, we're using control clicks. If it's not Win32 controls, let's try UIA. If UIA can get it, and it's a small enough element that thinks it's unique, use that. If it can't do that, it switches to an image search, which this case was basically just black, a bunch of black text here is probably what that is. But again, I'm not done. Go ahead, Connie. Um,
I've been thinking about this in relationship to Ultimate Spy. I like
or-
Ultimate Spy, but it it makes a lot. You have to make a lot of decisions looking at it, and if you
yeah,
could integrate that into it, it looks at the screen and says, "Oh yeah, you need to use this one," and don't tell
yeah,
me about all the other ones that I can't
right.
use.
Right. We've prioritized the approach, in which Ultimate Spy kind of does. It tells you what's available, and we give it a score, right, of the difficulty or something. But it still requires you to have a good idea of what you're doing. This is truly an ultimate macro, like I don't even need to know what I'm doing. It's changing it for me. How accurate it'll be and robust. We'll hopefully can get that dialed in. But my point is, Connie, you shouldn't even need Ultimate Spy because why would I need a spy? I could just go click and do what I want and then hit, replay.
Oh, good. Yes.
So yeah, so that was to me a really because and actually, sorry, I should have backed up a step too. We have the list. I didn't pull it in. We have a list of programs that have a COM object available. So if you're trying to do something on a COM object, that's where I'm like, yeah, I don't know if we'll just stop people and say, "Hey, you're trying to automate Excel, and really you should be using COM." Like we don't encourage button click cell clicking in Excel, right? Over using COM for automating Excel. So maybe we wouldn't automate the clicking, but we would just let you know, like, "Hey, you're in Excel. We should be using Excel, the COM object, or Word or PowerPoint." Doesn't mean we would stop, and you could still use UIA for some of the stuff you're doing, but the point being, there might be one more level because COM is our always go-to. If COM's available, COM is by far the most reliable, and it's still fairly easy to program in. It's not like UIA. If COM's not available, then UIA, or sorry, controls, because, well, actually, the other one were the menus. If we're in a Win32 menu, because we do have an API approach for these menus as well. So I might build, if I could build that in as well. Hey, you're clicking menus that we can recognize and send instantly with the API call programmatic approach. So we would switch to that. Again, the user would never know this, right? The function calls look different, right? This was AMT, the other one was click, and one was I think UIA or whatever. But they don't need to know that stuff, right? They just get working code.
Yeah, I was about to say you could probably just have the app know, like, hey, if it's going to use a com, just have that tool to use com, right? You know what I'm saying? Use have a com tool open up or something.
Well, there is no that I'm aware
Oh,
of, David, com, for button clicks of the cell.
no, I understand what you mean, but I'm using it as an analogy. Like you have a com, it's like, oh, this could be a com. Maybe you have some kind of, I don't know, tool where you can test out what you want to do to make sure you're doing it right. I don't know. Without, I'm just thinking because haven't used com, but I'm just thinking somehow to interface with it to know that what you could do or
Well, what we could do, and Irfan's done this some, is at that point he's just talking to his MCP, AutoHotkey MCP, and tell it, hey, just say what you're trying to do, and it would write you COM code to go do that in Excel, right, Irfan?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
it's
I asked it to do some calculation in the Excel. So yeah, or maybe create a report about this one into Excel file. So it will use the COM object to, so it will not even give me the script. It is just run the script and create the Excel file for me.
gotcha.
But yeah, that to me is this is getting magical. You know what I mean? Like I spent a decent amount of time on it this week just to get it a little more working. And to nail down, there was, and I don't know if I can demo it, but I think I can demo it. So if I hit here, record, and I come up here, and let me go to the third include, and I click here. Now I'm going to stop, and I'm going to go and overwrite everything here. Oh, and in here I've match, step delay, silent, mouse, action left, action. We're gonna change it to move. Oh, I got rid of my. Hold on, I gotta undo. I didn't have the includes on, but I should still be able to paste. Paste. Change this to move. And run it. Oh, and I went to the first one. So maybe what I was doing was it should have acknowledged that like that was the third mat index on the screen, and it should have matched. This should have been 3. I think I can still change it here. Yeah, but it should have. I thought I had it set up where it figured that out, and maybe I've changed something since then, right? Because clearly, if I'm clicking here, I don't want to click up here, right? It should be smart enough with when we use automate my task itself. And by the way, this still does use the same function. So if I hit F7, unfortunately, I think because Irfan's running it, let me reset the GUI. It sucks in this function call, and I can go and I can actually change it. So it already realized that was the third one, right? Because I told it 3 there. And I can change it here and re-export it. But this is, and what will be really cool is if we have a tool like this for the UIA and for the control clicks, right? To say, hey, I've wrote my macro, it does a bunch of stuff. I want to fine tune this line. Okay, let's build some sort of a tool that will help people tweak it, right? Not just have to understand like I did because I'm the one building this. I knew what the parameters did, right? Of course, and I'm not going to redo this by hand. This is the picture, but still crazy amounts of work to do. But to me, I think for us here at the Automator, this is one of the best things I can be spending my time on, right? Making tools for other people to be using instead of just building tool end products, if that makes sense. Which is why Irfan spent most of the week on the UIA, our version of UIA, and I've been spending my time on this one and some other stuff too, and leveling up. All right, let me stop the recording here. Explore our huge library of 466 plus hours of recorded AHK tutorials. Watch, rewind, and master tricks at your own pace. Grab 25% off all our AHK goodies, courses, scripts, and custom work so you save cash while building your toolkit like a boss